Good morning, my little buttercups. You know what time it is. This is Car Time Confessions. Old Dark 30. I am recuperating. Thank you all to you who sent best wishes to me for my eyeball. I had laser pressure removed from my eyeball yesterday, and it did hurt like hell. It's feeling a little better today. Well, it's much better. I'll say it's much better. Still a little sore. Not like sore like that, but I can definitely tell something is different about my eyeball. So I have to get the next one done soon. But anywho, so I wanted to talk to you today. I'm in my car and I was listening to. I love listening to my podcast when I get in the car. So I decided to push the Sirius satellite button to see if it was free. You know, sometimes they offer those free deals, and I was like, hey, I came across a station that I could actually get. I still don't think it's free, but for some reason I can hear it, but I was cool with that. I'm a junkie for talk radio now, which is crazy. But I was listening to this show and they were talking about the minimum wage and it being raised. So I wanted to pose that question to you. We've had this conversation before, but is it time to raise the minimum wage across the board? And the argument that these guys had on this show was minimum wage, the increase for minimum wage would allow, well, the one guy is saying that it would allow people to not have to live below the poverty line. So many people work. His argument was that so many people work and they work over 40 hours a week, and yet they still live below the poverty line. So you should not, in America, be able to or have to work 40 hours and still be subjected to living below the poverty line. So I wanted to ask you that. Now, I've had this question on my page before, and then some folks argue, well, it's not my fault or my responsibility as a taxpayer to fund someone working at McDonald's making $15 an hour. And then I started getting excited saying, wait a minute, if they raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, what does that do for all of us? Because I certainly could use a raise. So I'm wondering, will the minimum wage increase if it gets approved across many various states? Will that impact the rest of our paychecks? Will we be forced to support the minimum wage increase via higher prices, higher taxes, etc.? The second point that I wanted to bring up was, oh man, I forgot it too. You know, I'm getting old, but it keeps coming and going. But I'll come back to it, I'm sure. But I wanted to know, that was it. So we went to dinner a few weeks ago, the family and I, the Hubster and the children and I. We rarely go out to eat, only because, well, when Buka and I go out to eat, we've realized, she looks at me and is like, Mom, why do we do this? Like, we don't even like the food. The service is not great. So why do we subject ourselves to going out to eat and we rarely like the food? So we were on a vacation and we were like, okay, let's go out to eat. And we went, and of course the bill came and we paid. The service was horrible. I'm not even going to mention the restaurant. Buka and I had promised ourselves we would never go to this restaurant ever again in life. And then we found ourselves back there. And it's one of the chain restaurants. And the Hubster he is X'd off so many places off his list, he will never go. So I'm always skeptical about going out to dinner with him because he just doesn't like going out to eat different places. And it's like, I will never go to this place. I will never go to this place. So sometimes we're driving. I'm like, can we go out to eat? And he's like, yeah, they're on our list. And I'm like, they're on your list, not mine. But I'm down with that. So we went to eat and the bill came. The service was horrible. The girl forgot his drink. I'm sorry, the waitress. The waitress forgot his drink. She forgot our youngest son's meal. And then our food, all of our food was cold. It was like lukewarm at best. So not this, that I don't know if that was her fault or not, but she was just all over the place and it wasn't even that crowded. So my point is it the responsibility, well, let me ask this, why is it that minimum wage for waitresses and waiters is so low that I think they give them, I don't want to call that minimum wage, but they give them like $2.80, I want to say. So why is it that the restaurateurs have all this money coming in, but they don't want to pay their workers a salary, a minimum wage salary, but yet we, as the consumer, are forced to pay a tip? I think that's unfair. So let me get this right. The restaurateur makes all this money from all these people coming to his or her restaurant, his establishment, and yet you pay this person $2.80 as a salary, but you expect us to pay for the meal and pay for their tip, for their service. How unfair is that? So I wanted to talk about that. Is it time that we eliminate the tip process? Because I really have a problem with paying for their salary and I got to pay for my meal. So should it be one or the other? So I just wanted to throw that out there to you. Nothing major, just a little Friday conversation. Want you all to go out this weekend, have a great weekend, spend time with family, friends, loved ones. Make yourself greater than you were yesterday. I have a couple things on my plate today. That's not going to necessarily make me greater, but it'll make Buka greater. It's all about the children. And that's all I have to say. So you guys have a great weekend. You didn't know I could sing, did you? And that's not really a classroom, so I don't want to play the classroom effect. So I will play that one again. All right. Talk to you soon, little buttercups. Have a great day. Be safe. All that good stuff. Deuces.